Our factory was started some 12 years ago in central Java, in Indonesia. We manufacture cane, aluminium and wooden furniture. In this presentation we will concentrate on the manufacture of cane furniture. Cane is derived from the cane palm, calamus, and is not related to bamboo. Bamboo is hollow and cannot bend, while cane is solid and can be bent. No cane is grown in South Africa as we do not have the correct climate. Cane is grown in dense tropical forests and swamps. To understand the whole process, we are going to take you on a trip to the tropical jungles to go and see how and where the cane raw material is found. The rattan forests are found in the dense forests of Indonesia, Vietnam. To get there, it will involve catching an aeroplane, then ferry, then by car, then by motorbike, and finally on foot. We make our way to a forest camp, where the cane cutters will stay for up to 3 months at a time. This is where we regroup, prior to setting off into the jungle to find the rattan vines. As we start our walk to look for some cane vines to harvest, you will see there are no set paths, as the vines grow wild and are not cultivated. The conditions can be compared to working in a sauna bath, extremely hot, extremely humid. Apart from the dangers of snakes, one has to be sure to wear the right clothing, to stop the leeches from getting onto your skin and feeding on your blood. If one does not remove them straight away, they can embed themselves into one's skin. As you can see, the raw cane is an ugly plant with thorns and many other imperfections visible. This will all be removed, as we will show you later. The vines grow up to 10 meters in length, and what makes it difficult to cut is that as they grow, they intertwine with other plants. On a good day, an experienced cane cutter could cut 25 kg of cane. Our factory alone consumes about 3 to 5 tons per month. This one would be lucky to cut 1 kg per day. Once the cane has been cut in the jungle, it is then transported to a depot close by. The only thing done at these depots is to boil the cane, to start the process of removing it of any borer or other insects that might have infested it. From here, the raw material is taken to the mainland for further processing. When making cane furniture, the raw cane can be used in one of 2 forms. Firstly, with the natural skin or bark left on, or secondly, with the bark or skin removed. The bulk of the furniture we make has had the skin removed, i.e., it's been polished. The polishing or debarking process entails the cane poles being threaded through a series of sanding rollers. Each pole would be put through about 3 sets of rollers, which would have different degrees of sandpaper on it. There are basically 2 forms of cane we use in the manufacturing process. The first being the thicker cane for the actual frame of the item of furniture, and secondly, the thinner cane used in the weaving process. The weaving cane, or as we call it, center core, is the actual center core of the thicker cane pole. The thinner pieces of cane are machine extruded out of the core of the thicker poles. The pieces of peel, or skin, that are getting cut off can then be used as the bindings on the joints of the frames. We are very conscious of only using good quality cane raw materials in our factory. Cane is graded into AB or CD, etc. We will only use AB grade cane. One simple test to see if the weaving cane is good quality is to wrap a piece around one's finger. If it breaks easily, it is a poor grade of cane. If it wraps around your finger, then it is an AB grade. One can also tell the grade of the thicker cane by the imperfections in the pole. The fewer the imperfections, the better the grade of cane. There are some manufacturers who will bleach CD cane, which will then look like AB cane. The problem with this is that bleaching makes the cane very brittle, and it will snap easily. Now that we have seen where the raw material comes from and how it is prepared for production, Let's have a look at how it is made. The manufacturing process is actually quite simple. You take a length of cane, cut it into components, assemble those into a frame, and then weave it. Let's have a closer look. The first stage is to cut the long cane poles into components. The secret to cutting the components is to have as little wastage as possible. Once cut, these pieces are put into a steam oven. This makes the cane supple, which allows for easy bending. One can see how labor-intensive it is. Once all the components have been cut, these are then assembled into specific frames. Once again, all a very manual process. Once this has been done, the frame would go into the weaving section and be woven with the center core. Some of these weavers can weave up to 2 to 3 items a day. The cane used will be kept wet to allow for easier weaving. Now the item would be ready for the final process, which is the application of a number of coats of paint or lacquer. We generally spray on 2 coats of a catalyzed lacquer. The product is now ready for protective wrapping and then transporting to the final destination. The loading of a container is also an art, as the secret is to ship as high a value as possible. The cost to ship a container is the same whether it is empty or full. Once perceived to be the second choice of furniture, today cane is seen to grace the finest showrooms and hotels around the world.